Following the show, welcome again to The Rock. Uh, we're going to hit on it once again. Food. Food. It's amazing the way we're watching this society fall. On the news, it was some article, and then another brother sent me an article talking about how Bill Gates had bought like a large swaths of farmland. Large swaths in Bill Gates of farmland were purchased by him. Food sustainability is one of the greatest things, one of the greatest problems. You'll see whole societies fall because of food. Wars take place because of food. Wars take place because of salt. And it's amazing continually that we can see people that can see these things happening and still, have that complacency attitude because the grocery stores are still filled, or not, they're not even filled with food anymore. You notice that many of the shelves that are bare continue to stay bare, or they push all the product to the front of the shelf so it looks like there's tons of food in the shelves. But in reality, this new normal that is taking place, which is half bare shelves, people don't even notice it anymore. At first it was alarming. Now it's just like, it's normal. It's amazing to see how people can adjust to shit so fast. As I like to say, it's amazing how people learn to live in their shit. It's like a baby. When a baby, has a bowel movement in its diaper, it'll just run around and keep playing as if it didn't happen. And I'm looking like, how do you move like that? Don't you feel it? Don't you feel the squishiness and all the, it doesn't just feel nasty and it doesn't smell? Yet the baby will just keep playing in it. That's the same thing, then we as a parent, we'll come by and we have to check the diaper and smell, or we'll smell something, and then we change the baby. Well, even then the baby's crying because it doesn't want to stop doing what it was doing to lay down and get its diaper changed. That's the way people are. Despite the fact that people have crapped all over themselves and they can see things taking place around them that are terrible, they'll still sit in the same position with the filth all over them, whether it be sin, whether it be ignoring Yah's commandments, whether it be seeing what's happening in the world, food shortages, or how violence is taking place at an unprecedented level, and not just in this country, in many countries, violence is taking place, revolts are taking place, governments are being challenged, and people still sit there. Oh, I'm not worried about it. They don't want to worry about it until that rash takes place. And that's insane. So right here we have the artichokes. I planted it out because I want food security for my family. Never-ending food security. I mean, even after this garden, I was going to do that garden with something else. I may plant that one out with artichokes because I have tons. These are just my seeders. My seed artichokes. I have tons of artichokes, and this is after I plant this whole garden. These are what I use for my seed. I don't use the big ones. I use the small ones for seed. And that's how I was able to produce so much last year. The seed artichokes, because I'm making sure that my family will eat. Potatoes, anything that you can plant and put in the soil to grow. I'm putting ash right here. This ash is going to go into this garden right here. This is where I grew my artichokes last year. I'm going to be ashing this garden up for the potassium, the manganese, the potash, potassium, manganese, phosphate, and magnesium, and calcium. This is the time to be getting your gardens ready, preparing your gardens, wherever you may be, for the greatest growing season you can ever do. Grocery stores are being, in foreign countries are being scuttled. People are being encouraged. Ice Age Farmer did an excellent video. You notice how everybody's being encouraged to not go to the grocery store now. Don't worry about it. He did an excellent video on it. Don't worry about your food. We'll bring your food to you. You just order it online. We'll send it to you. We'll choose what we want you to have, and we'll send it to you. Even though you may order something, we'll choose your vegetables. We'll choose, or you pull up in your car and we'll just put it in your car for you. It's crazy how this thing is going. It's crazy how people are being manipulated and how they're having their minds change. And this whole idea of convenience has really destroyed people. People want the most convenient, oftentimes the most lazy life they could possibly live. Whatever is most convenient for them. I don't even have to get up and go into the store anymore. Wow. All I have to do is park. Wow. I have a self-driving car where if I'm being a dumbass and I'm not paying attention, the car will self-correct itself. Wow. That's where we're going. I don't even have to know where my food comes from anymore. I don't even care. Wow. All I have to do is go online. Wow. It just continues to put more roadblocks in between people and their food. First, we let other people grow it. You know, it went from us growing it to now everybody else does the growing for us. Then we used to go to the grocery store, and now we don't even have to do that anymore. We just order it. Just another block in between us and the food. We're here now, over here, and this is where my chicken feeder system is. And I'll show you, I'll do a more in-depth video on that, but I am actually fermenting my feed. I've been doing this for a little over a month now, and maybe a little over a month and a half, and the chickens love it. I ferment my feed. You know, you just let it ferment for 3 days, but it expands your feed, and you actually almost double your feed by fermenting it, because it swells, it absorbs the water, and the chickens love it. It's going to the coop right now, so I just put a bucket in there. And I'm also removing compost. I don't try to do it all in one day, because as you can see, it's a pretty big run, and this whole run's about a foot deep in chicken compost. So I'll come in here and take out a couple bins every single day and just put it in. I'll show you why I'm doing it. But look at this. This is the chicken. They're eating the fermented food. I have a bin there and I have a bin down there. And they like this so much. Usually the food's a lot more soupy than this. It's really soupy. You saw the other bin. It's usually more soupy. But they don't really drink their water anymore, because usually the feed is so soupy that they'll get their water in their feed. But the big issue with that is that it's, you know, continuing to learn to maximize things, learning how to maximize what I have been given. Concerning myself with my food, my chickens, it actually is healthier when you ferment your food also. So here's one of the bins, and I'll just do like 3 or 4 of these a day for my chickens, the manure, take it out. And this is last year's manure, so I'm still using this to get this on the gardens, and that to get that in the gardens. And every day I'll come in here, and when I feed the chickens, I'll put 3 or 4 buckets in here, and until it fills up. But you see, these 2 are already ready, and then I have another one down here, my largest chicken manure. So once I take it out of the coop, or the runs, I'll take it into these bins and let it break down for, it's already been breaking down in the chicken coop, but I'll let it exclusively break down in here for the next, I'd say 2, 3 months, 4 months. And you see how big this bin is. You see how big this one is, and you see how high it is, and it's all just chicken manure, composted. And the leaves that are composted down with the chicken manure, and it breaks down into the soil. It breaks down in the compost, sorry. The chicken manure and the leaves break down the chicken compost, but it all takes place by itself. The whole point is, man, it's crazy. Here we are in winter, and the seeds are popping up again. That's crazy. But the whole point of what I'm trying to get is we have to be more responsible for our food. We have to be responsible for where our food comes from. We have to be responsible for how where we're going to get our food, and not relying on anybody else to take responsibility of it. As we are watching right now, it looks like there's a lot of manufactured situations, it seems, that are taking place right now. This zombie plague has really destabilized, has showed how fragile, simply fragile all the systems that people depend on are. This zombie plague has, from food to fuel to whatever merchandise you may need, or tools, or I was talking to a guy who runs an auto shop, and he was talking about it's taking him, instead of the 2 or 3 days to get parts, it's taking him a week or two to get parts in for he runs a transmission shop. Everyone is the postal service is bogged down. Now, it was already bogged down. Now it's even more bogged down. You order something and it may take you, or someone sends you something in the mail, it may take you 3 weeks to get to you. It's showing how fragile the system is. It showed you how fragile the food to the plate is. It's showing you how fragile, and it shows you how on edge everybody is. And you're starting to see what people have always been willing to do. Well, people just haven't seen it before, but you're starting to see what people are willing to do to get food. What people are willing to do to eat. What people are willing to do to get money. People are going to extreme lengths right now. And it seems like the only way that they're going to ever get out is to go further in. And that's what it seems like it's all being engineered to do. You're going to have to go further and further and further in because people want convenience. We want the easy way. And sadly enough, the easy way that so many people are accustomed to looks like it's not going to be returning anytime soon. So you got to have answers. If you don't have a place to live right now, or you're looking at a possible eviction or whatever it may be, you need to start finding a way out, because it's a bad plan. It's a terrible plan to say, I'm going to rely on Biden and his stimulus checks to fund my lifestyle, to fund how I live. I'm just going to wait on stimulus check after stimulus check after stimulus check, and hopefully we get a universal basic income, because you have to understand, as all this money gets printed, the value of said money drops every single time. That's why serving sizes get smaller. That's why there's more air in bags now. That's why prices are going up, because as one of the commenters said before, there's many ways to hide inflation. Sure, you can just jack up prices. You could also make serving sizes smaller. I remember when I was buying it was bags of something. I can't remember what it was, but it used to be 5 pounds. And they very slowly lowered it to 4 pounds. They very slickly lowered the size to 4 pounds, and most people didn't even see it. But you got 1 less pound. You're paying the same amount. So roughly, they took away 20% of the contents that was in said bag. Knocked it down from 5 pounds to 4 pounds, but yet kept the price. They kept the price. They knocked out 20% of the contents, but they kept the price. We got to keep our eyes open. We got to keep our eyes open, and we got to start figuring out ways. You got to start figuring out ways how you're going to make it through this crisis, and especially as this crisis continues to go on, if it goes longer and longer, how are you going to get through it? Because prayer in and of itself is not an answer. Prayer and then obeying what Yah tells you to do and doing it is the answer. Such as Noah did, Abraham did. All of the people, when they heard from Yah, that hearing from Yah also required them to move, to make moves. All right, I hope y'all are having a blessed day. I hope you're having a blessed day. Keep your eyes open, and shalom.